Hey everyone. If you're a self-employed entrepreneur, you're probably going to come across a slow period at some point this year. So rather than pretending it's not going to happen, let's just lean into it and get excited for it and plan for it. So here are the couple things that I do that help me be productive and profitable even when it's still slow. Let's get into it. First, give yourself a clean slate, pun intended, so that you don't, clutter your mind, I guess also pun intended, with all the junk around you. Look, I'm no clean freak. I hate cleaning. You've seen these videos, you've seen my house, but it is so much more valuable to be tidy, whether you're shooting or cooking or just living your life on a Tuesday. Less stress is less clutter, which is less decisions to make in a day. It really is silly to think that we have a finite amount of decisions that we can make in a day, but it's kind of true, and the more we can kind of systemize or streamline those basic mundane things, the more we can focus our energy on photography and on creating better stuff. Because we know it's going to be slow, we should be taking advantage of this time and organizing the house and the way you shoot and just your workflow in general so that it's as optimized as possible when you are shooting. And think of those times where you're going from shoot to shoot to shoot and your edits are getting backed up and you just can't keep up with it. It's not always like that. So plan for those during these slow periods right now, or whenever they are. If you're watching this video, odds are you're probably in a slow period, unless you're the few hundred of you that watch when I upload, which is thank you so much. Videos have been doing really well lately, so I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. I hate cleaning. I hate cleaning as much as everyone else. I think it's better to not have a Sunday where you're doing a whole reset of your house than it is to just kind of take one piece of clutter every time you walk away from your desk, or every time you leave the car, just empty the trash or something like that. Just keep it as a routine that you do constantly, and it'll be easier to keep up with. And speaking of routines, I think that's the next most important thing for you to do, especially during your slow periods, is to lean into your routine and what it is that you like to do. I know it feels counterproductive to take time off and to focus on your hobbies or to focus on walking your dog or doing things that aren't, necessarily a great return on investment, at least for time's sake. But as entrepreneurs and as self-employed people, I think we do have to make time for ourselves, and we have to schedule ourselves into our schedule, because it's too easy to just get engulfed with work. It's too easy to bury ourselves in the next project. And during these slow periods, when there's maybe a few less projects, we should really be focusing on those hobbies. For me, it's skating. For you, it can be walking. For you, it can be hiking or whatever it is. Just spend time with yourself and not thinking about photography. Don't go on a trip and be like, oh, I need to bring my camera and I need to think of all these other things I need to shoot. Just go on a trip. It could be a trip, it could be a weekend trip, or it could be a camping trip up north, or whatever it is. Give yourself happiness and structure and a routine, because I know we all want to be just free flow and whatever happens, happens. And, I didn't get into this career choice to have a rigid structure. But by giving ourselves this routine, by giving ourselves this structure, we'll be able to systemize our workflow, and we'll be able to be more efficient when it does come time to work. If you're always doing a very minimal amount of work, especially because you're half burnt out because you're always working, you're not going to create as great work as if you're taking complete time off and then complete time on. It's okay to take some time to yourself and to not worry about your business. It is. My business has always grown when I slow down and I stop worrying about working more. It's so silly, but that it has happened. It's anecdotal. Maybe it's just me, but I doubt it. So just focus on yourself. Make yourself a better person. Then you'll be a better photographer. You can't wait till, once I book that shoot, then I'll go to the gym. Or once I get to this level, then I can focus on eating better. Focus on yourself, then the photography will come. So especially now that it's slow, take that time to just plan some meals or do that extra bit of shopping that you wouldn't necessarily be doing. Stop, taking the easy way out. And that'll translate itself to your photography. There's this weird little mirroring effect of when you look and feel like shit, your work looks and feels like shit, and sometimes you're not sure which came first, but if you give yourself this confidence, placebo or otherwise, the good does tend to come. Like a wise movie quote once said, the universe tends to unfold as it should. If you remember what movie that's from, just let me know down in the comments. And next up, a little less glamorous as well, but you want to take this extra time that we've got now to do those mega massive backups and computer cleanups that we're always kind of avoiding. We're always putting little band-aids of like, oh, let's just clear out 100 gigs here and that gives me an extra couple weeks of shooting. Take this time and do that massive, I don't know if you guys use servers or if you guys have everything on Backblaze online or if however it is that you back up your stuff, but reorganize everything, or at least, organize everything properly and keep your year or, the last couple years up to date. Make sure that you've got room on your drives for the next shoots that are coming in, and just have a nice organizational structure and stick with it. I do everything by date. Some people do it by types of shoots or types of clients. Just find something that works for you and stick with it. If you change organizational methods every couple years, you're giving yourself a headache. So just find something that works for you, stick to it. And now that it's slow, really, take that extra time of transfer 800 gigs over, and then you're like, oh my God, this is gonna take 7 hours. Do it now. Finally, probably the most important thing to do during your slow periods is to just market what you've already got. I know you just want to shoot and create new stuff, or be like, oh, wait till I land this big gig and then I'll use those pictures to advertise myself so that they know what I can do, or wait till I get this next piece of gear and then I can take new pictures and then I can advertise that. People don't care. Just advertise what it is that you've got. It's gotten you to where you are right now, so just push it out again. There's so much online work and photos, and there's so many things online that people are always just scrolling through, or emails that we just don't ever read or don't actually remember. So do it a second time, do it a third time, do it a fourth time, even if it's the same photos, even if it's the same email. Reach the people around you so that you can be profitable and you can be extra productive when that time comes. Now that it's slow, do the research in your environment and your community and who would be needing these photos. Go out and make these connections and market what you've already shot. Don't worry about having another new photo and marketing that, because it's not usually that important. What you've got has probably landed you something before, so just keep pushing it out there so that someone else can reach it. There are millions of people in this world. There's at least a couple thousand in your city. Someone doesn't know about what you do. They might have some money for you. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. Thanks for sticking around. Maybe leave a like on your way out this week. I'll see you next week. And so many weeks. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Plus, I have a really large, so that keeps me happy.